Hello and a huge welcome. Today, I want to share with you the most powerful lesson about money that even Napoleon Hill forgot to mention in Think and Grow Rich. And this is something that I've stumbled on. It has completely changed my life, helped me manifest bottomless bank account, helped me turn my annual income into monthly income over and over again, helped me land $1 million partnerships, and this is just crazy. But this information is not mainstream. You're going to pay a lot of attention because you won't learn it in a lot of places. I had to really look for it to really connect the dots for me. And I've read hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books, work with so many coaches, and finally it landed and it all makes sense. We have been told to think abundant thoughts. We have been told that if you feel abundant, if you visualize, if you affirm, if you are visualizing and all those things, have a goal card, then you will manifest money, right? But a lot of times this doesn't work. And the reason being because we don't know about what I'm about to share with you. Here is a glass. You see the glass? If I fill this glass up right till the top, it's filled right till the top. What's going to happen if I try to put more water? So I filled it right to the top and then I try to put more water. It's going to fall, right? It's going to start to spill. Now, if I bring 2 million liters of water and try to fill this glass with more water when it's full, what's going to happen? It's going to spill, right? This glass has a certain capacity and it cannot hold even 1 milliliter more than that capacity once it's reached that, right? You have a certain capacity when it comes to money. And that capacity is what you're programmed to hold. And the most mind-blowing thing is that capacity is so specific to the finest decimal. So when you are programmed to attract certain amount of money and you let's say you receive more clients or you receive money from somewhere, all of a sudden you start manifesting expense, like car breaks down, something else happens, you have to give money to someone or you lose money or whatever, like you start getting parking tickets. And the reason is not that somebody's against you. The reason is because you are programmed to hold a certain amount of money. Now, this is something which is really important because first of all, in order to manifest more money, you want to understand that you have a current capacity to the finest dollar and you cannot outperform it, and it's reflected to you in your bank account every single month. Based on how you have vibrated and what frequency you have operated for the whole month, you see the number in your bank account. Now, it happens to some people sometimes that they get really inspired and they start doing things and they start really leveling up and taking action and stuff, and then for a month their frequency changes and then it goes back to where it is. So our mind is programmed to keep that frequency where it is because that's our safe state. That's how you feel safe. And with more money, it almost like extends, like with the glass, it starts to spill. It's like you have a hole in your pocket. A lot of times what people do is they change the way they earn money, right? They go into entrepreneurship, they start doing different things. But the amount of money won't change massively until you change your programming, until you increase your capacity. Because I can bring 100 million liter of water, it's not going to make any difference to the capacity of the glass. And this is the problem. We think, oh, there is lack, there is not enough, but there is literally infinite amount of money around you. It's just like this glass, you cannot hold even 1 milliliter more because you're reaching your capacity. Some people call it a ceiling, money ceiling. Some people, I love calling it money temperature because like your temperature, it's what you're programmed to attract. Some people call it capacity, whatever you want to call it. You have the same capacity for love. You have the same capacity for health. You have the same capacity of how much respect you get. You have capacities for everything, and they are dictated by your energetic codes. So if you think of like laptop or iPhone, they're coded, right? And they're coded to the finest like specification. If you expect iPhone 10 to work like iPhone 16, I think, which is the latest one in Apple, you cannot expect it to perform that way because it's not programmed for that. You have to upgrade it. You have to change the programming. The best part is we can upgrade our capacity very, very fast, but the way that we are told with the mindset practices, it doesn't work, because money is not mindset, it's body and it's identity. And this is the next thing which is crazy and mind-blowing, because I thought it's all about mindset, and that's what we hear over and over again. It's not just mindset. It's identity and body. So let me explain to you what I really mean. You are currently moving. Your body is vibrating. There's a universal law called law of vibration, which means that your body is vibrating all the time. It's vibrating so fast it appears to be still. Now, when you think about money, when you think about a bank account, how much you earn and all those things, your body gets in a vibration. Either you feel good, you feel low, you feel a bit janky, you feel a bit nervous. That is your vibration with money. And that is what you send out in the quantum, and that's what you attract. And based on the vibration your body is in, it acts accordingly as well. Basically, your money temperature is controlling how you act and what you attract. Now, when you feel being rich, I'm so rich, all of a sudden your body says no. That's why often we affirm and then we start to feel even worse than before. We think about, like, we say, oh, I'm a millionaire, and then it's like, no, you're not. And we're like, oh, what's wrong with me? I can't believe. Because it's actually the body that is communicating to you, and the body is telling you where your temperature is set right now. And once you understand that, you can set it. But in order to do that, the greatest awareness comes by listening to your body. But we are not told that. So we completely ignore what our body is telling us day and night. And today I want to share with you how to listen, how to actually tap into your body, and how to tap into your different body parts, because your body is talking to you all the time. So if you are thinking about your bank account, let's say you close your eyes and you visualize opening your bank account, whether it's an app, whether you do it on your laptop, you're typing the address, you're opening it, you're putting all the details, you're seeing your balance. When you're seeing that, where do you feel it in your body? And based on that, I'm going to show you what your body is telling you. If you feel it in your throat here, you're like, I feel this tightness. That means that you're dimming your voice, you're dimming your feelings, you're not communicating, you're not saying what you want to say, you feel like you don't matter, you feel like how you feel doesn't matter, you're completely blocking your expression on this planet. And if you have something related to communication in your life, and money is dependent on communication, saying what you want to say, saying what you stand for, expressing yourself, being your true authentic self, all those things. But if you are blocking here, what matters to you, what you think, what you feel, you're blocking money. This is the throat. If you are feeling tightness in your shoulders and your back here, you're like, oh, that means you're not very good at receiving support. Now, a lot of people tell me, oh, but I don't get any support. Side is a reflection of what you are a match for. If you think you don't get any support, you're not a good receiver. What you want to start doing is you want to start seeing, I am receiving. I always receive. I receive support. I receive help. And where is it coming from? Where in your childhood you didn't get the support and you thought you have to figure the whole life on your own? You can't ask anybody for any help. You can't ask for guidance. You can't ask for guidance from the source. You have to do everything. That means that you're working too hard. You're not tapping into the guidance from the source, from universe. You're not receiving support from other people. You think you have to figure everything out on your own, and your body's telling you it's enough is enough. If you're feeling hair in your forehead, that means you don't have the right balance between your feminine and masculine energy. When I say feminine and masculine, what feminine means, it's being energy. Your energy, how you're feeling, what's your identity, what you're conscious of being, and you receive because of who you are, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. So your vibe, your attraction, your charisma, your magnetism, your belief in you, your attraction, all of those things, right? And masculine is what you receive because of doing, because of taking action. And both are very important. You cannot say, I just receive because I'm sitting here and being, but you cannot just receive by doing, because then it's it causes pain in your shoulder and your back. So when you don't have the right balance, that means you're not tapping into your creative zone. You're not tapping into your genius. You're not tapping into your creative juice, which makes you stand out. You're not tapping into like your heart and soul and your love for what you're creating. It's not coming from who you really are. It's too much quantity. You're overworking yourself. Everything depends on you pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. You're not good at receiving. You're just like, I have to push this. I have to harder. It's harder and harder, more for more, and all of that. Your body's telling you from your forehead, where you start to feel heaviness. Even sometimes when you take action and then you start to feel heaviness, go back in your visualization, in your spirituality, in your rituals, in your journaling, in your leaning back energy. And then when you're inspired, come back. Because it is really important when you're doing something, if you don't feel inspired, if you don't feel that frequency, you're not acting on that frequency, and that means you're not going to have the result on that frequency. So there's no point doing too many things on the wrong frequency. It's not going to work. Then there is another, which is your heart. When you think about money and you feel in your heart, you feel like, oh my God, I feel this pain, I feel this sensation. That means that you don't love yourself enough. That means you feel like you have to really sacrifice and kill yourself, and it has to be hard, and how can you have it easily? It's like you're getting in your own way and you're not allowing yourself. And you say to yourself, I'm worthy. I love myself. Do I really love myself? Or I love myself when I can prove myself that I am worthy, or when I can have all these accolades and money. If you don't have completely unconditional love, you'll feel that in your heart, and that's blocking you from receiving because you don't think you should receive. Then there is your rib cage, which is actually your confidence. Your confidence in knowing that you'll be fine. Go and do it. Go and be it. Go and claim it. If you don't feel confident enough and you think you're going to muck up, think it's not going to work, what is the definition of confidence? Confidence means having faith and trust in your own power. When you don't have faith and trust in your own power, you will feel it in your ribs, just under your ribs, just under your chest, or in your ribs. Then the most important one, especially for women, is the sacral, which is just below your belly button. A lot of times when we think about money, we feel this like, oh, I feel it. I'm feeling it like, oh, right? When you're feeling there, this is where your creative power is. This is where your magic is. This is where that magic of goddess or that person who is just receiving and who's just surrounded by all the abundance and who is all the magic and who gets these ideas in their sacred, who get these hits like yes, 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 and who is acting on them and he trusts themselves and who are in their power, in their zone. So if you are feeling a bit of wobble or pain here, that means you're not in the zone. That means you are scared. That means you don't really trust yourself. That means you don't trust in your power. That means even if you get an idea, you question it so much that it dies eventually, right? That means sacral is where you receive your sex, money, and power, right? It's like you're not tapping into your magic. You're not tapping into receiving because of who you really are, because of your magic, your receiving, your intuition, all the things that you get, that you're born with, right? That means that it's about to strengthen your power, your trust in yourself, the way you show up, trusting your intuition, receiving guidance, not thinking, oh, I have to figure out everything by myself. Everything has to be done by me, pushing. No, it's like I receive because of my magic, because of my charm, because of who I am, right? This is where sacral is. The key is when you work on all of these, right, you release the blocks which are actually controlling your capacity, and all of a sudden you stretch your capacity. And then what you can do is as you start to release them, you can start implanting a new capacity. That means you can say, I would love to manifest 10x or whatever you're manifesting, or 8x or 5x or 2, whatever you feel called to. And then you can start to immerse in that vision, see yourself with that. How would your life look like when you have that? But if you don't do this work that I told you, your body's going to reject it every single time you say it, because your body will give you those sensations and say, can you help? Like the reason you have those sensations is a communication from your body. When you do that, there is a very fertile and clear channel for implanting the new frequency. And that's when you start playing with the new one. But most of the people or planting the new one on the old one, and then it gets rejected by the body. Money is not mindset, it's body. It's the body which holds your money. And I'll see you soon. Bye.